Well, it's been a quiet weekend like Scabagon in my hometown. This week, the Squids listened to a voicemail and are joined by a comedian and actor, Rocky Paterra, the creator of the viral video, I'm an Accountant and Let Jesus Be a Vegetable. They talk about Amish Country, VeggieTales, the hard work needed to follow your dreams, karaoke, and Kevin attempts to ask Brock-type questions only to be interrupted.
Well, happy Failure Puddle Friday, everybody. We are back. We survived the weekend. Pete.
Big glass there, Pete.
Here's to you.
I think that could be called a chalice rather than a glass. Holy cow.
A big chalice, Pete. Are you in the big glass section of the basement? What's going on?
Well, guys, I meant to tell you. Welcome to the big glass section. I got a boot.
Do you have Das Boot? Das Boot.
Anyway, so we've made it back from Georgia. Some of us have our voices back. Some of us don't.
I somehow do. I have no idea how.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, I am typically the more quiet one. So for me to be like yelling and singing along for a couple hours, takes me a few days to recover, I guess.
That's true. I practice a lot. I'm a talker.
You're more practiced at random screaming for sustained volume.
That's right.
All of our listeners know.
This has to be one of our best intros ever. You're welcome.
We're good at this.
We're so good.
For those of you watching in the low light audio, you're welcome as well.
Ooh. All right. So why don't we kick things off with the voicemail?
Hey, Squids, it's Hannah.
Hey, Hannah.
The squash show was a lot of fun. My favorite part was when I crowd surfed. What was your favorite part of the weekend? I got a joke for y'all. One time my dad took a Viagra pill and it got stuck in his throat. He had a stiff neck for the rest of the day. This is Mrs.
Hannah.
Actually, Hannah, I gotta say, Hannah, you were the highlight of our weekend. That was
Yes.
Hannah was exceptional.
All right, so shout out to our I thought Joshua Lawless was going to be our street team. No, Hannah was the star of the show. She goes, "Hey, here, hand me your stack of flyers. I'll hand them out. You know why? They'll take them from me because I'm cute." And boy, she handed them all out. I mean, maybe we had a handful left, but not really that many.
She was so right.
She killed it. Oh my word. that joke.
And yeah, Jared, I don't think you were there. Like when we were walking around downtown, she was just telling us jokes like the whole time.
Oh,
it was
really?
Awesome. Yeah.
No, I was
so
not there
good.
for that. I was doing family time at the pool in the hotel. No, I thought it was very sweet of her at the end when they were leaving, whenever we all said goodbye, and like she came over and like hugged each one of us.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's sweet of her.
Yeah. Hannah, you're a rock star. And to watch you, like she was like, I'm going to go crowd surf. She crowd surfed. Like they passed her along. I mean, she got merch. She got all kinds of stuff. Like it was a star of the show. Star of the show, Hannah. I toast to you, my apple juice.
Yeah, and we'll get to a full recap when we have Brock with us, right? We were on the Brockless podcast from the beginning tonight.
Yeah, Brock's out and about. So we'll miss him this evening, but we will recap the epic weekend that we had in Savannah, Georgia. Oh, it was great.
It was a good voicemail. Thank you, Hannah.
What was was our favorite part, Hannah? I mean, I would say for this recap, our favorite part was Hannah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. It's hard to pick one.
I know.
I mean, the whole thing. I mean, good food, good drinks, good hangs.
Yeah.
The show was awesome. Opening band was awesome. Documentary was awesome.
Yep. Shout out Caleb Jackson.
Caleb in person.
Yeah.
Caleb.
You got to meet Josh in person. Kevin Duff in person.
Got to get a little tour of the hometown from our good boy Daniel Rock. I mean, it was epic. It was epic.
Yeah. It was a very good time. I would like to do it again. That's what I would say. So good, I'd do it again.
Yeah, it's a cool city. I
would agree.
I would like to go back, and I I think I might have to make that happen.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
and so little time with so much that we wanted to do, So
Mm.
it's like trying to make everything work was a bit of a challenge, but we made do. So it was epic.
Crammed a lot into a short amount of time. Could have done a lot more.
Oh, wish we could have done more, but here we are.
Yeah, no, because we got separated pretty fairly quickly.
Once the show started, we did. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
like on the other side, and then me and Pete
Yep.
were over there, and then Pete was gone, and then
Yep.
I was next to
I was
you,
not
and things happened.
well
Yeah,
because I
Yep.
got ribbed and landed on,
right.
so I went and sat down for a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy it from this seat right here.
Rocky's here.
All right.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome, welcome.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you all?
Awesome.
Oh, stoked. We're
Really
doing
good.
fine.
Yeah, nice, nice. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks for making some time tonight. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
awesome.
Absolutely, yeah, because we're all in different time zones. Did I gather this from listening to a couple previous episodes that there's some multiple time zones?
Normally,
Yeah.
yes, but there's one guy
Okay,
not with us tonight who lives in Oregon, who
Brock.
is,
Yeah.
Brock.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Brock's not able
Yep.
to join
Okay.
tonight, and he's the one on a different time zone. So I think all of us, because you're East Coast, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yep.
in New
New
So
York.
York?
we're all,
Okay.
yeah, we
Yep.
got the whole Eastern Seaboard covered then
Okay, fantastic.
Yep.
from Boston to North Carolina.
Okay, nice, nice. So I mean, I'm from Pittsburgh, so I've been on the East
Gotcha.
Coast my entire life.
Awesome.
Nice.
I almost went to
Yeah.
Pittsburgh this weekend.
Oh,
Oh
yeah, you did.
yeah?
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
I was going to go to a show, and then so we were all down in Savannah, Georgia for the weekend. I was going to fly up to Pittsburgh, go to a show at I'll have to look it up,
Okay.
and well, actually it's in New Kensington, but I was going to fly into
Okay.
Pittsburgh. And then my brother-in-law, who I was going to go with, bought a house, so I had to change my flight and help him move in. So,
Oh boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Pittsburgh's
Okay.
great too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, Pittsburgh is amazing. I loved living there. I was ready to leave because I also went to school there.
Sure.
So it was just a lot of Pittsburgh. And then
I get
I
that. Yep.
eventually, yeah, came to New York after I graduated. I spent a short time doing a performing contract in Amish Country in Lancaster. I
Ooh,
spent
Oh,
about
wow.
7 to 8 months there, and that kind of helped me save up before I moved to New York. So that was my little transition into living
Yeah.
in New York City.
oh my goodness. I want to know. I love Amish country, so I want to know more.
I sure did too. It was a big change. Yeah, I mean, so I'm a well, especially at that time, I was doing a lot of musical theater performing. So after I
Sure.
graduated from Pittsburgh, I was just kind of submitting everywhere, auditioning everywhere.
Yeah.
And this theater in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, it was called the American Music Theater.
Yeah,
It was kind of, oh, do you know it?
I do. I do. Yeah, I saw
Oh,
Switchfoot
really?
there. Yeah.
Sorry,
What?
sorry. You saw who there?
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Switchfoot there way back in the day. I know they're
Oh,
doing
no
like
way.
I know they do a ton of, obviously performing arts there, but they had
Yeah.
bands obviously as well. And went a few years ago to see Switchfoot. In fact, Kevin and I drove by it a couple weeks ago on
Yeah.
our way. We saw a band called Goaty Hook right close by, and we drove down
Okay.
that street. Yeah. And saw the
No
American
way.
Music Theater, and I
Yep.
pointed out, I'm like, that's where I saw Switchfoot. In fact,
Okay,
they
so
every time. Yeah.
yeah, now that you say that, I'm like, they would have bands come in. So we were kind of the house show there.
Right, right.
It
Okay.
was a lot of like, a lot of tourist buses and it was kind of great crowds like that. But in between our performances, they would have bands come in, bands who are on tour,
Right.
various performing acts would come in. And for a band like Switchfoot, I could totally see that venue being incredible because I mean, they kind of have some budget there.
Right.
I felt very cool performing there.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. It was great theater, but for a band like Switchfoot, it's weird because they're all like, "No, you can't move up front. You have to stay where you are." So it was a little bit, because it looks like they weren't ready for like a rock show per se, but it was still
Okay.
an incredible venue to see them. Like it was still the audio was great, the venue was beautiful, but it was funny. It made me laugh a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I remember their lighting situation being really great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And when I was there, well, they housed us right next to the theater. So like
Okay.
Mm.
there's a little stretch of houses right next to
Hmm.
the theater. So I mean I could get out of bed and just walk to rehearsal. It
Right.
was right next door, but I was trying to move to New York afterwards as well. So even though I was kind of like full-time nice weekly pay at this job, I also worked in the day at the Panera on the other side of the theater. So I would
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because I was just trying to save up as much money as possible. So I would
Yeah.
get up, I would like open the Panera bakery and
Hmm.
then work a morning shift there and then like go do an afternoon or an evening show. And that was just kind of my life for like 5 or 6 months. It was
Wow.
Oh
great.
Yeah.
wow. Man,
Amish
now.
country was great. We would get some of the Amish coming into Panera, which I wasn't sure that they uh,
Interesting.
were allowed to do that.
Right.
I
Uh-huh.
love I loved it when they did,
Mhm.
but I was just like, this is it kind of feels like a juxtaposition a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
aesthetic wise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool and disarming to be driving down the street and see an Amish buggy just kind of going right along with you. It's fun.
Yeah, I it was very cool. I loved going to the market as well, the Amish market. It was
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
some of the best cheese I had ever
Mm.
gotten. I remember getting like blueberry milk, and it was just the freshest milk I'd ever had. It was, I miss it.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
go back.
Instance. Yeah. I took my mom down there recently, and I don't know if it was around when you were there, but they had the Fulton Steamboat Inn. It's like that big steamboat in the middle of Amish country, and it's like
Okay.
I'm on a boat in Amish country. My mom wanted to stay there, so for her
Incredible.
80th for her 80th birthday, I took her down there, and it was great, but it was really funny.
Oh, yeah, that rang a bell. I mean, I was there in 2015. I would assume
Okay,
that it was still there at that time, but I
Yeah.
don't think I ever went
right,
there. I remember the other much huger venue in that area was the Sight and
of
Sound
Oh
Theater,
course.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
wait, well,
which, okay, we're all
that
familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
that was why I took
That
her
guy
down.
is.
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
My mom loves the sight and sound, so we went to
Oh,
go see, we went to go see Noah. So that
Yeah.
was
oh, yeah.
so we stayed at the inn there, and then just down it's actually just down the street. It's so Hershey Farms is right there, and then Sight and Sound is
Yeah.
right there, and oh yeah, we saw Noah in action right there.
I think maybe I saw, because Noah, they do
Yeah,
every year.
every few years. This was the 30th anniversary, but I know they do it like every
Okay.
every every few years. Yep.
I think that's the one I saw there because I remember
Okay.
seeing animals. I remember
Yeah.
seeing
Mm, it's a
multiple
spectacle.
animals walking down those on that stage. I forget if they were walking down the aisles, probably not.
Oh
That
no, no,
maybe
they
would have
did.
been a they did?
Nope.
Okay. I
I
was
mean,
gonna
it's
say that almost
immersive.
sounds
It's
like a safety
immersive.
hazard, but
It
yeah,
it The great part is they go down and then you watch the workers come through with the little pooper scoopers and
oh
just
yeah.
like and just they're just they have the little broom and they're just you can kind of just see them. That was I got distracted because I'm like I want to see all the behind the scenes stuff and they're
Yeah.
just kind of just scooping it all up.
It was wild. I mean, I just remember thinking like for whatever budget our theater had at the American Music
Sure.
Theater, it was like times 50, and
Yeah.
it was an amazing spectacle
Yeah.
of a show. So I mean, that was definitely one of the memories I took away, was because everyone was talking about it for the first few months, and I was like, what I gotta, I guess I have to go see a show here, and yeah,
It's
kind of
Christian
blew me
Broadway.
away.
Yeah. It's Christian
It's
Broadway. It's
it's Christian Broadway.
Yep.
constantly sold out. You have to get tickets, I mean, a month in advance. It's wild.
I think we got a little special situation
Sure.
happening
Yeah.
because I guess for actors that were there working, it was like you can be on this certain list because
Oh yeah.
it's part of the community or whatever. So I just
Mhm.
remember someone providing me a ticket and I
Sure.
said,
Right.
yeah, I'll be there.
Oh
It
yeah. I
was
have a
great.
friend that works in that area, and that there is a list. There's you can kind of for worker for like you said, you can kind of they have some set away, and they'll
Yeah.
first kind of which is cool, which is very cool.
Yeah, it's always nice to be invited to things.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm never gonna say no.
And here on A Pickle Home Companion, we don't introduce our guests until about 20 minutes in. So
Typically.
Yeah, that's okay. I listened to the last episode, and you had a whole introduction for somebody, and I thought to myself, I don't think I sent them anything about who I am.
Well, those introductions are so Brock typically does is I think it was Josh last. He'll find people with the same name and read their bios, and so I think like that one for Josh had nothing to do with Josh. It was just people named Josh Kimball, that were not that Josh Kimball. So yeah, like he not made it up, but he just goes on the internet and likes to find.
Okay. Maybe I was listening to a different episode because
But sometimes he does them in earnest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take whatever you've got.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Kevin's got it. Kevin's got it.
And it's all obviously in good fun. We as you've listened, and then throughout the episode we kind of go from there, and it's just fun.
This is a person we found online and emailed.
Before we introduce you, I have to tell you that when I found "Let Jesus Be a Vegetable," I shared it with everyone I knew. Especially in our community, because we all grew up. I mean, the people I sent it to all grew up on VeggieTales, and that I will talk about Earworm. That song was stuck in my head. It still is. Like I watched it today, and I went, "All right, the next month, it's stuck there." Like, so then I shared it with these guys, and I'm like, "Yeah, you guys, if you haven't seen this, you have to see it." I shared it with my boss. I shared it with just like I don't care where you're coming from. This is hilarious and perfect. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you so much. That's so kind. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on VeggieTales as well.
Okay.
I was raised Catholic.
Okay.
And I guess in my mind, I was like, was this just kind of a Catholic thing, or was this just kind of a Christian thing across the board? I mean, I don't know. Did y'all? Everybody watched it growing up here.
Oh yeah.
On this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty pervasive, I think. Yeah.
And it was actually, I know people that didn't grow up in the Christian or Catholic tradition that also knew about VeggieTales. I mean, because I think they were on.
It was on network TV for a little bit.
It was on network TV for a bit because it kind of just ran the gamut. So.
And they had to, when they put it on network TV, right? Didn't they have to pull back on the religious aspect of it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was like NBC or
it was NBC
right.
Saturday morning. Yep.
Now I didn't watch those ones because I think that was just So like I wonder what was I supposed to be learning from the non-religious VeggieTales?
Well, I guess it was probably just on the story, like it
moral
was
tales or something.
Moral tales,
Be kind to your neighbor or something.
Yeah.
But I guess before we should go any further, I took us down that rabbit hole, and I apologize. But Kevin, if you want to introduce our guest, go for it.
Sure. So our guest today is Rocky Paterra. He's a Pittsburgh-born, New York City-based musician, comedian, and actor, best known for his viral comedy song, "I'm an Accountant." It's about a struggling actor faking a career to avoid having to talk about what it is that he actually does. But what our listeners probably know him from is the hilarious VeggieTales themed song, "Let Jesus Be a Vegetable," which we all agree that song slaps.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I just Googled my name to try to see where that introduction may have come from, because I remember for a couple years in like that's how I would like lead it off. It'd be like best known for his comedy song "I'm an Accountant," because that was like and that was a fab. Kevin, thank you. That was fabulous, and I appreciate it. And that was like a little pandemic moment, that "I'm an Accountant" song. I don't know if y'all were TikToking back then, were you?
I was, because I have kids. So
yeah.
Jared and I, we're. I mean, I like to say. I'll speak for myself. Jared, I'll let you speak for yourself. I like the TikToks, but they're on Instagram. So I get the TikToks 2 weeks later, Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
I think that's what you found here is we may not be the normal way in for people because I think we all found you on Instagram, but it
Yeah.
was the videos being shared in some capacity
Right.
there. Because I'm not on, I don't have any
I don't.
access. I don't pay attention to TikTok. I don't have TikTok, and doesn't, I don't see it that often unless it
Yeah.
rolls
Right.
into Instagram or somewhere else on social media,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I
You
think
don't
might
need
make
to.
us
It's
unusual
okay.
for you, for your audience. But
No, I was saying ban it.
Yeah. Right. Right.
you wanted that thing to
I'm just
stick.
kidding. I'm very grateful for very grateful for the opportunities that TikTok has
Sure.
provided me.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But sorry, Kevin, you were saying.
No, I was just saying, like, so I actually had seen the I'm an accountant, like, back during the pandemic. I remember, like,
Okay.
somebody had shared that, and I just thought it was hilarious. Um, and then,
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
and so, like, once we came across the Let Jesus Be a Vegetable, and I was like, kind of like started like, oh, let me see the other videos, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I guess what the VeggieTales song kind of how that made its way
Yeah.
into the little algorithmic blessing, I suppose you could say, was kind of similar to what that I'm an Accountant song was doing during the pandemic. And
Hmm.
whenever I like if I'm releasing music for streaming, I'll of course work with a mix engineer and go through those channels. But I remember for because I'm a producer, I produce
Hmm.
music, but I'm not like a super great sound engineer, mix master person. Like I can do it, but it's not fantastic. So when I'm an accountant did its little viral thing, I was like, well, let me just, I'm not going to mix this. Let me just throw this on streaming just because, it's having a little moment right now. So let me throw it up. So the actual song on like it sounds terrible. And it's kind of the same situation with the VeggieTales song where it's like, oh, that randomly did the thing and started making the rounds. So let me just throw that up on Spotify because I don't want to go through, a week or two of getting a mix engineer on it and going through all that. Let me just pop it up because it's having a little thing. And so I think it's funny and I'm and everything, but I listen to like the mix and I'm just like, I should I wish we could have balanced that a little better and all that. So it is that thing of like, I'm glad I popped it up there, but
Hmm.
I guess I wish the mix of the song was a little better because it was a kind of a rush job.
Yep, yep.
I think it sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Like Pete said, he shared it with us on Instagram, and then I started sending it to so many people. I can't tell you how many people. I showed it to people like our worship pastor at our church, like siblings, friends. We listened to it on here on an episode, right? Like I think that's
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
what
yeah.
with
uh
Kylan.
with Kylan, yeah, a guy who hosts a podcast where they kind of like called Church Jams now. They listen back to older like CCM and then kind of like critically review it. Um,
Yeah.
and so he was on and we listened to it and like Pete said, it just gets like it's so catchy. And like that's my question. Why does it have to go so hard? Like when you get to the a cappella hand clap chorus like
Jesus
that,
be a
oh, it's so
vegetable. I'm like, come on.
it's
Thanks.
not just
Yeah, I
funny,
think
it's a banger. It's so good.
thank you. I think it would definitely be fun to do live somewhere.
Yeah.
Like that would be cool. I wonder if I could like work it into any of the sets that I do. Because that would be fun. And I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really grow like I was very adjacent to
Hmm.
contemporary Christian music.
Sure.
Growing up
Hmm.
Catholic, we weren't really listening to
Yeah.
that world
Sure.
of music, and I was only introduced to it in high school when I became friends with who is still my best friend now. Her name's Emily. She uh was Methodist, and so when
Oh,
I
yeah.
would go to services, um with her, and that's when I was introduced to that contemporary Christian sound. I couldn't have told you who Stephen Curtis Chapman was, and all the
Yeah.
big heavy hitters until I was like probably 16 or 17,
Sure.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in grade school they brought someone into a school assembly. I guess she was like a traveling Christian musician, and I remember her singing "Our God is an Awesome God,"
Hmm.
and our class. I remember us all walking out of that assembly being like, what the hell was that? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't a hymn,
Right,
we
right.
Right.
I remember us making fun of it because it was like, what's she doing singing this pop song about God?
Oh
That's
yeah.
not
Right.
Canticle of the Sun, like it was just it was so jarring. So
Mhm.
having that world kind of be opened up to me by my friend in high school was yeah, it was wild because she was burning me CDs like crazy.
Yeah.
Cool.
What
That's
what was the thing that sparked the VeggieTales song? Because you got the part about Phil Vischer's mom. Like, did you come across like that, like the background of that, or like what made you want to do it?
I think I I put that out a little before Easter, a couple weeks before Easter.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe I was feeling festive.
Sure.
Maybe I think I was just thinking about VeggieTales, and I think maybe I was just searching the VeggieTales tag on social media and just kind of
Yeah.
seeing what people were talking about.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I just did a little deep dive, and I saw that, and was kind of blown away. And when I put that out, and when people started commenting about the nativity scene where there
Hmm.
was Jesus as a carrot in a
Oh
nativity
yeah.
scene, is something that people are
Okay.
commenting a lot,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Oh yeah. I could see it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, so and that was the main thing. People were like, well, they did have him as a vegetable, not in an episode, but in this piece of merchandise
Okay. Right.
that was released. And then
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
other people would comment, and they would say like, well, that's not Jesus as a vegetable, that's a vegetable actor portraying Jesus in a nativity based scenario, so it's not actually depicting him as a vegetable.
Amazing.
So the discourse has just been uh
That's so great.
yeah, constant.
Wow.
And I
And
came across the Phil Vischer's reaction to it, and that
Oh
was
yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
no, I haven't.
He's
To the song.
Oh
to
yeah.
your
oh, he's seen
song.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
I didn't
posted
know
it on.
that.
Oh gosh, let me
Wait, you gotta be the ones to break this to me. I
come
truly
on now.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
People were commenting, being like, someone show this to Phil Vischer. I didn't realize that he saw it. Oh
Oh,
gosh,
He
we're
I hope he
definitely
wasn't.
did.
no. Yeah, rest
No,
easy,
he
rest
Oh
easy.
was
yeah.
It was
positive.
positive.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like it
okay.
was.
He
Oh
confirmed
man.
the truth of it too about his mom. Like he commented on it. I wonder if you can still see it because like, isn't there like a time limit going back now on X unless you pay for it or
I don't know,
something?
but didn't
Hold
Oh,
somebody?
on.
Let's see. Let's yeah.
Because that's
Did
where I
somebody?
saw that he like commented on it.
yeah. So it was on X. Okay, so
Hmm.
I'm not on X.
And while
Sure.
and I'm not either. But while we're looking, I realized we never gave you some of the kind of our parameters. This isn't obviously
Oh
a live.
okay.
This isn't actually a live podcast. And if you have anything like you want to leave out or whatever, just say timeout, and we'll obviously
Yeah.
take that out. Or later on, if you don't want something in, just let us know.
Yeah.
Kevin edits it, and that's what we do. And I realized as we're going along, we were just so excited to talk about Amish country that we didn't give you any of that.
We really
Uh,
launched right into it. No, but
yeah, but just so you know.
I knew. Yeah, I
Okay,
remembered from the briefing,
cool,
and
cool.
Okay. Cool.
I appreciate it. I love the timeout aspect. I
Yeah,
have probably seen every episode of Saved by the Bell 10
That's
times
where
or
I got
more.
it.
Yes. Yep.
That's where. Yep. Timeout. Yeah.
And
I wish I had my Zach Morris phone, but other than that,
yeah. So I even though I don't anticipate
Yeah.
needing to do that, if I feel it, it would be very fulfilling to have a little
Yeah.
timeout moment.
Sure. But just so, because
Yeah.
I would be remiss not to share that with you. So I just want to make sure that was out
Yeah,
there.
no, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like reading me my Miranda rights. Yeah.
Exactly. You get it.
Oh, that's amazing. All right.
Don't worry. Yeah.
That's very cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, I don't think I said anything terrible or insulting about the Amish community.
No.
All I said was that some of them went to Panera, but I hope that was 10 years ago though, so I hope that doesn't get any of them in trouble. I didn't name names.
No, there was no names. They won't hear this anyway. And if they are, they're on Rumspringa. So
exactly, yeah.
So they're good.
Yeah, they wouldn't be watching this Zoom,
Right. And bring in the Amish now. No, go ahead.
Yeah. You got me. Yeah.
All right. I found the post.
Okay, cool.
Phil Vischer
amazing.
posted a link to the video and said, "This has been out for a bit, but it's too funny to miss. Plus, it's the first piece of fan art that included my mother, who is still going strong at age 83, by the way, and she got a big kick out of this one."
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for telling me that. I can't wait. Yeah, well, when I get this in the chat, I'm gonna save that link because I was, I don't really know how to I guess I could do digging, but when everyone was commenting, he has this podcast, right? Phil Vischer.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, some kind of network or little world of his own. Oh, okay. I am just gonna save that real quick.
I beat you, Kevin.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, well,
that's because I was looking it up on my phone and I had to transfer the link from one to the other.
Yeah. It's not a competition, but if it was, I won.
But you,
you definitely won. I might, I might need to reactivate my X to watch this. I'm not sure if I do.
I don't have X. I can see it. So,
okay.
I don't have X. You're good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that is so nice, and I was hesitant to use a picture of his mom and this and that because I don't know. I never want to insult anyone, but I think I found the picture on Wikipedia, so it's all good.
Public domain.
Public.
Yeah.
That is very, very cool. I'm glad that he's cool with it. I mean, he created something that continues to raise people and certainly raised me, and I would never want him to watch that and think that I was a hater. That's why I think I captioned the video VeggieTales raised me, because it did. Okay, plus it's first video. Oh, thank you for this.
Yep, no problem. That way you don't have to reactivate your X account.
Yeah, thank God. Okay, amazing. I have it all now. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, I guess I can tie the knot on wondering if it has or will ever reach him, because it has. When was that? May 7th. Okay, so that was a few ago.
I think the cool thing about him is just seeing some of the stuff he's done and then seeing some of the other things outside of VeggieTales is he doesn't take himself necessarily too seriously and can look at the fun of it all. So I think that he could look at your take on it and go, yeah, you're right. That's hilarious. So that I don't know him, obviously. I'd love to meet him someday, but I think that from some of the stuff I've seen, that's kind of the spin he takes on it,
Yeah, I mean, I think with anything, it's you can tell when something is in good faith and not trying to antagonize. I mean, this certainly was just to me silly and of course there were some comments that would just be blasphemous and just we can lighten up a little bit, but then want to be empathetic too. I never want someone to feel like hurt or whatever, but then I'm just
Right.
like, it's just a a silly song, literally a silly song. One of the
Yes.
Right.
There's your whole new stream of content, silly songs with Rocky.
Yeah, listen, if
You
they
never know where that could go. Yeah,
if they give VeggieTales any kind of new iteration, I would like to use this to throw my hat into the ring to be a writer. I'll do it.
absolutely.
I'll do it.
It'd be
I would
fun.
love to.
That'd be awesome.
What were all of your, if you had to pick a favorite either episode or song in the silly
Ooh.
songs,
That's good.
what would that
Mm.
be?
That's a great question. Oh,
My favorite
yeah, go
episode,
ahead.
I think, is because I think it's the one I remember the most. Is Josh and the it was Josh, right, in the big wall.
Yep.
So it was like the Battle of Jericho. But what I always think was so funny, like the soldiers were peas and they were French for some reason. Like
Yes.
inside
Yeah.
Jericho, they all had French accents. But then they like didn't they throw Slurpees or something on the
Yeah.
like the Israelite vegetables or whoever they were? Like as they were marching, they were dumping Slurpees on them. And that's
That's
just I
good.
remember the French accents and the Slurpees distinctly from
Hmm.
Josh and the Big Wall.
Mm,
So I think that's my favorite episode.
nice.
Favorite song. I mean, the cheeseburger song is a classic.
Yeah.
The hairbrush
Pirates Who
song
Don't Do
is
Anything is
yep.
really good.
Yes.
He'll
Yeah.
wait for you. Oh, he'll wait for you.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we would.
I would always do my own version. I'd be like, "You're his cheeseburger, his bacon double cheeseburger."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I went to Creation Fest back in 1997 down in Pennsylvania, in between bands, they would actually show episodes of VeggieTales like on the huge like projector screens on the sides of the main stage. Like just,
Really?
like while they're like while they're swapping out, the bands and everybody's getting all set up, like they would actually do that for like intermission.
Oh, I
They would
love
do like
that.
the silly songs or like, like
Right.
part of like a shorter episode or something like that.
That's such a good idea because they're not long.
No.
No.
They're
And
like
they're great
10,
for while the
10
bands are
minutes.
loading in
Yeah.
and out. Yeah.
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 The Say Boo song was really good. Remember that one?
Oh
The
yeah.
Say Boo. It was about
Yep.
the animal, like what is that? A deer?
It's
A
like
Say Boo?
like an
Like an
ox or
African?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But that was
I
always
don't
funny.
remember that one.
And then the
I
bunny song. Remember the bunny?
Oh yeah, the
Oh
bunny,
yeah.
the
That's
bunny.
the one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love
That's
the
that's my
bunny.
pick. That's my pick
Yeah.
for sure.
Nice.
In fact, our former guest Eric from Pocket Vinyl, he did a cover for Easter of the bunny, the bunny.
Oh, did he?
Oh, I love the bunny. Yeah, he had it out there for that, and he's like, nobody will know this. And I commented back, no, we all know this. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
Oh, we know.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
know, my guy. Right,
And
right.
yeah, guess what? We're singing those backup vocals that those asparagus ladies sang. You
Oh
know,
my
and
goodness.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
that may have been my first exposure to a tight 3-part harmony was
That would make sense for a
the
kid.
bunny song. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And the cool thing like about VeggieTales was it was done well. So like, like so
Yeah.
many of the other,
Right.
Christian kids show type things that like you get like the VHS tapes or whatever, like man, a lot of them were fucking awful.
Yep.
Yeah, the quality production. McGee and Me, remember McGee and Me?
Yep.
That still slaps.
Yeah, just lower quality.
Mm.
Oh, I loved it. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
VeggieTales was well made.
It was super well made, and I imagine there were probably lots of kind of rip-offs of it by other companies that wanted their
You would
own
think.
kind of VeggieTales, that just wouldn't hit the spot quite in the same way.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was legitimately smart too, not just like, when a good kids show, when an adult can watch it and be okay, because it's smart
Yeah.
enough, even though it's
Mhm.
directed towards children, that's a good kid show.
Right.
Which I feel like VeggieTales had. There was enough to it that any adult could watch with their kids and not hate that 25 minutes or 30, whatever it was.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta throw a bone to the adults, which is, when you watch like the early SpongeBob, even episodes of, Hey Arnold, it was like,
Right.
yes, it was a kids show, but this is actually
Right.
kind of a great show.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. Like, yeah, it stands on its own merit. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like Bluey now I watch with my nephew and niece, and I'm like, that's hilarious. That's so fun.
Mhm.
It hits everyone. But to answer your question about the my favorite,
Yes,
I'd say
please.
counseling with Dr. Archibald was fun.
Yeah.
We did in college. I used to be a resident director of a men's dorm at a Christian university, and they had me like the whole university, not just the men's dorm, but because I worked at the college, they appreciated the goatee. It was much longer. And have you ever seen
Oh.
the I know, right? Have you ever seen the chin videos where they take the eyeballs
Oh yeah.
and they put it
Yeah.
here, and then they take the camera and they go upside down. So basically, like this is hair on the top of the head.
Yeah. I don't think I've
Well,
seen those,
I'll have to
but I see the vision.
I'll find the
Yeah.
video and I'll send it your way.
Please.
There's just two eyeballs, and we recreated the counseling with Dr. Archibald, but a chin video. So it was wild. And then
Oh yeah.
you have mine upside down, and it's just like, okay, ridiculousness. So, but
Yeah.
counseling with Dr. Archibald was my favorite. Then they asked me to do that. I'm in. Let's go. So that's my
Yeah.
favorite memory is counseling with Dr. Archibald. I'll find it. I'll send it your way.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
which university was it?
I went to Houghton College out in Western New York, out near
Okay.
Buffalo area. And then
Gotcha.
I went back to be the RD like 3 years later. So it was a lot of fun. Lot of fun out there. A lot of things I look back on now and I'm like, we could have been maybe not so fundamental. But
Mm,
but as far as like the community side and the people side, I loved it. So it was a good time there. Good memories. I met
yeah.
my wife there. I mean,
Oh,
so she was a graphic designer there, so it was cool.
oh, I love that.
Mhm.
Yeah. I went to Catholic grade school and then
Okay.
I switched to public school in high school, but my sister stayed in Catholic school all the way
Mm.
through 12th grade. So she had a few more years. So like I've never had the, Christian school experience past when I was like 11 or 12. So
Sure.
I don't know what it would have been like to be a young adult
Yeah.
in that Christian
Sure.
education system, I bet it was kind of wild because like there were some wild ones at my sister's high school. I remember
Oh
that.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
Hmm.
I went to a public. I think most of us maybe went to a public high school. So and
That's
then
just
I
you,
went to the
Pete.
college. Oh,
That's just
sorry.
you.
So most of us just all right. So just me. I went to a public high school. Both my
Yeah.
parents were teachers, and so I went to public high school, and then I went to the college that my dad went to. And I
Hmm.
always said, nah, I'm not going to go to a Christian college. I'm just going to go to public. I'm good. But I fell in love with the campus, and that's so. I only really had that Christian college education for 4 years, so I grew up other side of the thing.
Yeah. And Jared and Kevin, you both went to Christian high schools and
get
colleges?
re get ready for it.
Oh,
I did.
oh yeah.
So I
Yeah.
did. I went to Christian high school and then went to Eastern Nazarene College up in Quincy, in
Oh, okay.
Massachusetts.
And
Gotcha.
I was homeschooled from fourth to 12th grade. So
Oh,
almost like,
wow.
and then, yeah, Bible college first, and then like a Christian liberal arts, where I work now, actually, Campbell University here in North Carolina. So I was
Nice.
like deeply entrenched in like Christian evangelical culture. Yeah.
Well, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Um, and well, and then tell me,
yeah.
how do you all know each other? How'd you all
such a
meet?
good question.
Please,
It is a
yes.
good question.
That is a wonderful question.
Because I got
So
you good, because so you w- were reacting to a podcast that exists,
Correct.
and
correct.
Yep.
then we're on Zoom doing that, and then said, hell, let's just make a
Yep.
Hmm.
podcast. But
Yep.
I
Pretty
don't know that
much.
I
Yep.
got the genesis of how you all met through that.
Sure.
That's spot on. Great
Yeah.
research.
I do,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah, coming
Yeah.
prepared. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, we were. I mean, I don't want to talk the whole time. If somebody else, go ahead.
So the original podcast is called The Pickle and Boot Shop. It's still going. We still listen. But it's two lead singers from Christian ska bands that were like in their heyday in the 90s and early 2000s. Five Iron Frenzy and the Insiders. So the host of those, they're the two lead singers from those bands, and Five Iron's still playing. But they started a podcast during the pandemic. We all started listening to it. They were telling like old band stories. We're all fans of those bands from like high school on, big influences, best really on our youth. And so they started a Facebook page connected to the podcast, kind of like a discussion group about it. And so we would comment, based on what they were talking about there. And so all of us interacted online that way. And then there's a festival called Furnace Fest in Alabama that's more of a heavy music festival. But the guy who started it was ran for 4 years back in the early 2000s. And the guy who ran it was like hardcore and metal, but he also had like a Christian label. So it was a blend of like Hatebreed would be there and then like
Right.
MXPX would be there, like a
So
Christian.
Christian, secular, to use those terms, like a nice mix.
And so that festival got resurrected, and myself, Kevin, and Pete all went in 20. When did we go the first time? 23, 22?
23.
23.
You
So
you went before, but 23.
yeah, I've been going since it started back in 21, but we all went in 23 and met in person because the Insiders, one of the bands that from that podcast, they were playing that year. And so we all met up in person there. And then Brock, the other guy who's not unfortunately not here tonight, was involved in that same online community around that other podcast. And then he came, we went back to Furnace Fest this year. The other band that's on that podcast played this past year in 24. So we all four met in person there. And then that kind of got the ball rolling. We started this a little bit before that festival, so we hadn't met each other. We all hadn't met Brock in person, but he's pretty active in some online communities that we're also in, like around kind of 90s. He's a big vinyl collector and he likes to post album anniversaries, and so he kind of established himself there, and we all connected.
Right.
But yeah, then it turned into this, which we were started by talking about the Pickle and Boot Shop, and then somebody asked if they could join us. And then we asked somebody else, and they were like, "Oh, you can do this. If you just ask people, sometimes they say yes. If you send them a message online, they'll say yes."
I was like, that's a podcast.
It turns out that's a lot of
go.
fun. Yeah, you get to talk to a lot of people that you otherwise wouldn't be interacting with just by asking them if they have time to chat. And so that's what we find ourselves doing every week now. It's fun.
And for us, a lot of these bands we grew up on when we were, teens going through youth group and stuff, that were like, oh, I'd love to talk to them. And so we have them on, or a podcast we like to listen to, we have them on. And then, or an influencer like yourself that we like just had earworm forever. We're like, let's have you on. It's been cool to have just the opportunity to talk to people that we think are cool, that we feel like the community should know more about,
And our main goal is just to kind of keep it, we want it to be conversational. We don't really want to do interviews. A lot of time, some of the bands that like we've had on, they've already done a million interviews talking about the history of the band and stuff like that. And we're like, if you don't want to talk about the band, we don't have to talk about the band. Let's talk about, you got a new pair of sneakers. I don't know. Like, let's just talk about what's going on. Like, let's have fun. Let's hang out for a couple hours.
It's like we're hanging out at a bar, a coffee shop, just meeting people and getting to know them as them. Not, Christian label aside, the whatever aside. It's about meeting people at where they're at. So that's really what we're doing.
Yeah,
it's a much longer answer than you were looking for, right?
It was no, it was fantastic. It was like, because it's just so organic, to just go from commenting on a forum to planning just to meet in real life and hang out over a shared interest, and then now you're 50 episodes into a podcast.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the three of us were just in Savannah to see a band that we all have known. Like they played a reunion show, and we had the lead singer from the band on the podcast, and they announced a show, and it was like, we can pull this off. Let's go hang out. And so we it's like fun. Yeah. Where it's become, it's not often because those two live kind of close, but me and Brock don't live close to either one or each other. So not a lot of opportunities to do that, but it's possible to get together.
Yeah.
So it's become fun.
Like, was there anything like podcasting or reporting or front facing stuff like that you had done prior to this podcast in that space?
Those guys had.
I used to be in radio, so I was in radio. I was in radio for a while. My favorite joke is I have the face for radio, so that's why I'm not usually on the TV. But no, I
No,
was in.
we need to see this.
That's
Come
right.
on now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But no, it's just it's fun. But I was in radio, and then I did TV. I'm much like Kevin will share his, but I did TV and radio production. I went for communications, but then stuff like Clear Channel and all that took over, and the live DJ kind of went by the wayside, and I went more towards the interpersonal kind of communication.
I did same thing. Television and radio production was what I got my degree in, and then I played in a band for a little bit, and then I also used to guest on another podcast quite a few years back, but hadn't done it in a while. Yeah.
Great. So so this is like second nature in a way as well.
Right.
That's incredible. I mean, it
And Brock had done some podcasting as
He had
well.
done. And I have a PE degree, so I'm qualified.
yeah.
And Jared just ties us all together. I mean, I'm the one that goes off the rails from time to time, and then Jared's our steady. They're like, man, he's gregarious, and I'm like, all right, I'll mute. I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah, I love that. And I mean, and it feels very conversational as well, and I love just kind of jumping in and talking about Amish country, for example. Yeah, it's great. You feel very welcome right away.
Good.
Perfect.
Good.
Yeah, I love the podcast space. I've written a couple jingles for podcasts and like some segment music for this one in particular. And I love that. I love that world. I love that space. And then, if I get to be a guest on one, it's sometimes too, that's fun as well.
Well, it's very cool that you're here. I mean, we're not done by any means, but I'm already telling you, you're killing it.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So what is your, I don't know how I can ask this now because I'm an accountant that's stuck in the back of my head. You don't want to explain it. Like what is your day-to-day focus right now? Like, I mean, and I say that because entered into like knowing who you are through the Let Jesus Be a Vegetable, but I don't think that's who you are, right? Like, so fully.
That's all.
So how do you?
I am.
I'm just a vegetable.
So what is your day-to-day like kind of primary focus that you spend your time and energy towards what you care about?
Yeah, so I'm in New York City, and I'm a comedian and a writer here, so I do a lot of sketch comedy writing and performing character stuff, some stand-up, and I write a lot of music comedy as well, which I either release on like social media platforms, like the Veggie Jesus thing, and then I write with other artists as well at times, and it's just kind of entering into those comedy spaces. I'm directing a couple of short films that I've written this summer and fall, filming some sketch material, writing a lot of packets to submit to shows and such. I don't know, it's like a constant just casting your net out and hoping that stuff sticks. I think once the pandemic ended, because I really started doing all of the digital comedy stuff during that time because live performing went away. And after the pandemic, I was like, well, I'm kind of finding that I enjoy comedy world a lot more so than musical theater, which is what I moved to the city to do. So post-pandemic, I kind of started transitioning a little from musical theater world to the more comedy spaces in the city. And for the last few years, I've just been really trying to get in those circles and do whatever I can there. I don't know if that really answers the question. Basically, I'm trying. That's what I'm doing. That's what I do every day. I'm just trying.
Yeah. I didn't want to presume because, like I can, like looking into what I can find out about you beyond like just the Instagram profile of like you do so many things. So I don't want to presume of like what is your direct you. Like, what is it that you care about being called and like identified as? So that's what I wanted to hear because you do and have done a lot, right?
I'm trying to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I would love to, be employed as a comedy writer and performer,
Nice.
whatever
Hmm.
that means, whether that's
Hmm.
writing on a show or, making comedic music uh for shows or live productions, and just trying to have as much creative control over it as I can with a New York City budget, which
Sure.
Hmm.
Sure.
takes away a lot of my control at this
Yep.
time
I
because
imagine.
I'm just trying to exist here, and that can
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
leave very little room to make things the way that I gotta make them.
Hmm.
So every day is kind of like a different mental space. Some
Hmm.
days I'm like, oh, I'm okay with this number that I'm seeing in my account right now. And then the next day it's like, wait a sec, what happened? So
Right.
it's just
Yeah.
it's like a
Yep.
struggle. But at the end of the day, New York has a really great comedy community, and
Right.
we all everyone's very supportive and builds each other up, and we all want to be a part of everyone's shows and filmed stuff
Hmm.
and live stuff. So it's been really supportive. But sometimes you just want a production company to just give you millions of dollars as
Of
well.
course.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I think I
Of
would want that.
course.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we
Yeah.
all want, don't we all? Don't we all
Right.
I
just
Yeah.
want
think
that?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want it. Yeah. I want it. Yep.
I'd rather have
I
that
want.
than not have that, I think. Yeah.
I went to radio thinking the same thing. I mean, I get it. I get it completely. You want it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
For
mean, it
sure.
So,
forces you to be creative, like to,
right.
Yeah.
that's another beautiful thing about seeing what everyone is doing when we're just kind of trying to make it, whatever that means, is like we still get our things out and can find very creative ways to do that to make up for the lack of resources
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
finances, and some
Hmm.
people are yeah, just so great at doing that in a very effective way, and I try to do that as well, and I think that's what we got to do. Otherwise we are just sitting on everything, and uh I guess we can't just wait around for it. You
Right.
gotta try to find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Hmm.
I love that I'm from New York originally, and the fact that I live in Rhode Island, I'm closer to New York City than I was when I lived in New York. So,
Yeah. Yeah, come we can record a live episode.
That's right.
Yeah.
Have you ever done an in-person episode
ooh,
Not
before?
yet.
We have not actually.
down the line, I mean,
We
in
need
our
to.
next 50 episodes, we will. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
The furthest we've gotten is like a live, like go listen on our Instagram, like with a band
Mhm.
or someone, like when we went to see Squad 50, the band we went to in Savannah, we did a go listen. Hey, here we are with these guys that we've had on the podcast. But
Yeah.
at some point, we're just like I said, it all started as a Zoom conversation, so we haven't gotten to the live
Oh yeah.
Right.
smartless version yet.
Yeah.
If you do a live show ever in the future, we can assemble a little band, and I'll
Oh.
be one of your opening acts. I'll perform the VeggieTales song live. We can get
Oh,
everyone
Oh.
clapping.
Oh, now we have to.
oh,
Now we
challenge
have.
accepted.
You can
Okay,
you
here
can
we
you can
go.
count
So
on me. I would be glad to. I just invited myself.
No,
No,
oh,
you're
that's
no, that's
welcome.
perfect.
fine.
We
I don't know if you saw all of our reactions here in these little squares, and we're like, "What? Yeah."
we need to go to New York because then Robert Gay and the Alarms can come as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So we have a friend through the same online community who has been on once, who lives in New York, and he's a musician. And his name's Robert Gay, and his band's Robert Gay and the Alarms. And but yeah, he's up there too.
Oh, okay. Is he a Christian musician?
Uh,
Did you say?
I
Or
Well, he
don't.
grew up there, but like not. I don't think he'd
I
consider
don't think
himself that
he.
now. He's like indie power pop, right? Is like how he describes the
I
band.
think so, yeah.
But he
Yeah,
also does residencies. Like he has
he does a lot.
I'll find it quick here. He does like Tuesdays at El Cajon. Is that El Cajon
El
in
Cajon, I've
El
heard him say on his.
Cajon?
He's in because where is he at in New York? I can't remember what
Is that in Brooklyn?
neighborhood
I
he's
mean,
in.
I'm
I think, but
Mm.
yeah, and he's like a multi-instrumentalist. Like plays a bunch of different things, but his own and solo stuff. Like he plays the guitar and fronts this group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's
they
actually,
play.
and he's the little kid at the end of
Oh
the
yeah,
Christmas Shoes song.
No.
if you've ever heard that song, the little
gonna
boy,
buy
that's him.
these shoes. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Like the guy at the very end, that's his voice as a kid.
yeah, the
Just think,
child.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes, we could have the Christmas Shoes Kid and Let Jesus Be a Vegetable all at the same time of this live
If I
episode.
was on a lineup with Kid from Christmas Shoes,
Christmas Shoes guy,
right,
yeah,
Robert Gay.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't want
he's
to.
he's fine with being called Kid from Christmas Shoes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
He thinks
okay.
it's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I am wondering if he gets that a lot, or if
All
that's
the
something
time.
he leans into, if he has a,
yeah,
good, sense of humor about
Oh
it.
yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
oh yeah.
yeah. He's wide open with it.
If you're interested in it, like I don't remember the episode number, but way back, look for Robert Gay. He talks all about it, and he's very,
Okay, I will.
very open about it. So he's
Yeah,
trying
he
to
loves
meet
it.
Patton Oswalt because Patton Oswalt has a whole bit about Christmas Shoes Kid, and he's like, so it's a great conversation.
Yeah.
Robert is one that would be cool to connect with.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, I love that song. I used to sing that growing up,
Right?
I mean, how could you not? Especially, growing up in religious
Yeah.
Mhm.
circumstances.
Right.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
like
There's
that
no
was
avoiding
the
it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's incredible.
I think he's done stuff at Brooklyn Music Kitchen. I'm kind of going through his thing real quick. Brooklyn Music Kitchen, and then he has
some
I'm
show
trying to
coming
find-
up this weekend, doesn't he?
possibly.
Somewhere. I feel like I saw that on Instagram. But yeah,
December must be
Another-
popping for him.
he's going for it.
Oh yeah.
He's another one of those. He's trying to make it work. He also has a day job in like hospitality at a really nice hotel, and then like playing music
Oh,
and
love
making
that.
music and recording and getting out there as much as he can, trying to make it happen.
Yeah. I haven't found any way to like monetize the VeggieTales thing. I guess
Sure.
in my perfect like with I'm an accountant, for example, I was able to partner with a couple like brands. Like I think I did a custom version of the song for H&R Block for a little ad campaign that they did.
Oh wow.
Very
and
cool.
I think also with like Adobe, I made a little version of the song for one of their softwares or something. So like in those instances, my representation, everything, we were able to kind of get in touch and make that happen. But for the VeggieTales thing, I was kind of like, well, what could I do with that? I didn't realize that Phil Vischer was in the sphere. So now maybe I gotta say, hey, Phil.
I think you got to reach out.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if this is a time out or time in, but we've also tried to reach out to him just to see if we could have made this happen for this episode.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't hear anything back, but we're just trying to put it out there, like because the
we're
fact that he
manifesting.
knows about it is huge. So
I feel like you could make the a broccoli Jesus like figurine or plush doll, because that wouldn't be infringing on VeggieTales. There's no broccoli
That's
Jesus.
true.
That's the premise here, right? There
That's
is
the
no
premise,
broccoli
yeah.
Jesus.
Right.
So you can fill that space of having the broccoli Jesus licensing all day.
You're so right. I should have just had a little mascot made, but I think it feels like the moment of that has kind of passed now. I don't know. These things are very short lived, which is why I like threw
Sure.
that up on
Yeah.
streaming right away. I was like, I'm not gonna mix it. I'm just putting it up.
But,
mix it any further than it already was. But
Church pop culture is always behind, so I
We're
think
always
you've
way
still
behind.
got some time.
That's true.
Even-
You've
Yeah.
got some time to hit the youth groups yet, because they
I
probably
want-
don't know.
I want you to know 10 years from now, it's going to be huge in the Christian world.
and I'll be here. Yeah.
10 years from now, they're going to be like, let Jesus be.
Have you heard this?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh
10 years from
man.
now, Sight and Sound Theater will be doing a full production,
Oh, let's go.
and that's going to be, they've got the produce budget
They're
there.
going to be doing an
The
Oh,
Easter
age
and
is
a
going to be
Christmas
broccoli
version
again.
with broccoli, Jesus being born,
it's gonna
and
be
then
in
he'll be crucified, died, and rise again.
it,
Is what's going to
it
happen.
it's gonna be in
Yeah,
Yeah.
Branson and Lancaster. I mean, that's
That's
gonna
right. Well, if you hit
I have
Branson,
a
that's the big time.
I have a good friend who has done so much performing in Branson, and he's had such an amazing time. I've never been there, but I just hear it's so cool and that there's so much
Yeah.
happening.
I'll tell you, I took my mom on a road trip, and we went out to Sight and she loves the Sight and Sound, so we went to the one in Lancaster, but we wanted to go to Graceland, and we realized that Sight and Sound Branson is right near within 4 hours. While you're out there, you got to do it. We went to Sight and Sound in Branson, and yeah, it's hopping out there. It's a whole thing. I mean, I was with my 80-year-old mother, so I didn't get a whole lot of everything else, but I got to see that it was hopping, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, yeah, and my like my nephew likes the video. And at the end of the day, that's my barometer for success.
Mhm.
If the nephew's into it, that works for me.
I think the cool part for me is it keeps coming back around and people send it to me and I went, wait, nope, I didn't send that to them. So it's been like, I kind of look back and go, I'm scrolling up through. I'm like, oh, okay, nope, didn't send it to them. So it keeps making the circles. So it still pops up all the time. And and
That's
Yeah.
right.
and also on a side note, the Lin-Manuel Miranda one getting put on hold. I've sent that one around
Thanks.
as a big Hamilton fan here. I mean that's
Yeah.
well Lin-Manuel in general, but yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's the main impression that I do live a lot.
Mm,
Mhm.
I think it really works in a live setting, especially in New York City, because even if you're kind of not in the theater crowd, it's because of Hamilton, especially,
Yeah.
you just kind of know the vibe of
mhm,
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
right.
And I just have a lot of fun doing that one, yeah, at live shows because it's just so silly. And I think naturally, like sometimes just the tone of your voice just kind of is similar enough to a
Oh yeah.
person where an
Mhm.
impression just feels a little more natural. And
Mhm.
I have that with Lynn, and then I also do like an Andy Cohen as well. We
Oh,
just
cool.
kind of
Yeah.
just like kind of lower, like raspy voice. So
Yeah.
Oh, I could see
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
yeah, those two are two impressions that I'm like, okay, I can put those in the SNL submission,
Yeah.
Right.
Huge SNL fan here. So if I if
yeah.
if I when I when not if when I see you on SNL, I will be like, yep, remember us, okay?
I appreciate it. I'm trying. I've
Yeah,
I've submitted for a few years now,
sure. It's tough.
and
I know.
I've just gotta like keep trying because it would, I think, be so cool. And obviously, it's just a huge dream for many
Right.
comedians. And I'm
Mhm.
like, I just got to keep throwing my hat into the ring.
So there is that, like, keep going with it. But like, what are the moments that have kept you, like, when you think about like, oh, I'm gonna keep going because I had that or that experience while you've been in New York, while you've been a comedian. Like, what are some of the cool things that you've been able to do or experience that do give you that juice of like, oh, this is worth it. This is what I'm born for. This is what I'm gonna do. Like, what's been fun in New York?
Yeah, I think when you see something that uh, really is so authentic to whoever made it. Like I'll use,
Mhm.
I don't know if y'all have heard of the Oh Mary show,
Mm.
that's on Broadway right now. The comedian Cola Scola, they kind of wrote and created this show centered around themselves. It's called Oh Mary. It's a comedy show about Mary Todd Lincoln and
Okay.
this
Oh, okay.
iteration of Mary Todd Lincoln. She's a alcoholic cabaret star who just once like it's just this zany, wacky, wild show that is has kind of taken the Broadway community
Yeah.
by storm and
Mm-hmm.
kind of created this whole cultural moment. And it's just one of those things that's been the talk of the town. And whenever you go see something like that, uh, and just see that it all came from the mind of this one person, and all the pieces came together to create this really incredible thing and piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it creates several emotions because sometimes those things just make you think, God damn it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yep.
Apologies.
No, you're good.
Nope, you're
We
good.
have
an E
we have an
rating.
E rating for a reason.
It's like that mixture, but it's that kind of damn it where it's like,
Yeah.
damn it, I'm so inspired, and there's
Yeah.
like, and you just really feel that fire, and you could, when you get to see this genius work and see its success, and it's so incredible. And to answer your question, yeah, that like makes you think, okay, well, I am so motivated. This kind of emotion that I'm feeling means that I want to be here and be part of this, and trying to create something like this. And it's very inspiring to see good performance and good art, and there's a lot of that everywhere, and
Right.
a lot of it here in New York as well.
Yeah.
Sure.
For sure.
I know Brock's not here, but I'm gonna take a crack. I'm gonna try and ask some Brock type questions just because I think it would be fun.
Okay.
He usually has just these bizarre off the wall questions that he just kind of throws in.
We'll
So
have to have you back because he's an experience and I love him.
I'm prepared.
Yeah.
so we need to know, do other fake accountants come to you for mentorship now on how to be an accountant?
Yeah, well, that was it was funny to see various like actual accountants on TikTok making videos with it. And I had got, like, what's funny? I get a lot of messages on LinkedIn from accounting.
Whoa.
Speak of the
Whoa.
devil.
Okay, this was not planned.
Unplanned.
I'm going to tell you
Oh.
I'll tell you right now.
What a surprise.
I know
Yo,
we're all surprised.
Hey, Brock.
let me. I'm trying to make this thing work, so I'm not talking to a bunch of people. But here we go. Hi. Just wanted to drop in. I didn't have a chance to join the entire thing, but Rocky, thank you. This is
Hey,
quite the thing. Quite the thing you've got going.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so nice to meet you and see your thumbnl.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
There's a real Brock.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to
Hey.
the entire thing tonight because my son had a elementary school choir concert, which means someday he'll be making videos like you are, and that's the thing that I
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Oh, well, that's incredible. How was the concert?
Oh, they did pretty good. It was brief as it must be for kids in kindergarten. So definitely, everybody sang hard. Both teams played hard. It was pretty good.
Incredible. Love that.
What questions have we not asked yet?
Well, it's really funny because Kevin was
impersonating
go ahead, Kevin. Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, I
no,
was getting the hard hitters.
Yep.
continue. Fine.
No, you have to hear this. Go ahead, Kevin.
Sure. So I had just asked if other fake accountants had come to him for mentorship on how to be a fake accountant.
Oh, no.
We're asking
Well,
Brock type questions. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was saying that I get a lot of so I don't know if you're tuned into this, Brock, but I have this one comedy song. It was called "I'm an Accountant" a few years ago. It was, okay. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's just like algorithmic, but on LinkedIn, because I think I have that on my profile as a like musician and comedian, I get messages from accounting firms that are like, we think that you're perfect to, apply to our accounting firm as a CPA. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's the
Yeah.
All it takes knowledge of music and a little bit of humor.
Yeah, and I'm like, something's getting a little lost in the sauce here because I think these are just automatic, but probably just having the word accountant on my LinkedIn profile is causing these inbox messages from these accounting firms. So
Sure.
I haven't applied, but it's nice to know that they're interested.
Have they asked you, how comfortable are you in the spreadsheets? Is it something that you can do you know a bunch of algorithms and things? Jeez.
Formulas, Brock.
Formula. They plug in to make the numbers go.
Yeah. No, I can work in a spreadsheet, but it's a very basic level. If I were taking one of those job application quizzes on Indeed.com, I don't think I would fare very well on the spreadsheet side. Not the best accountant myself.
Rocky, how many chairs can you carry at once? Were you asked to do so?
You said chairs.
How many chairs? Yeah.
All right, like if you were a group and they're like, "Hey, we're cleaning up. It's going to be basketball time next." How many chairs could you carry?
Listen, I've worked in catering for years, so I can carry some chairs.
Nice.
I can get 4 on each arm comfortably.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a strong number.
Has anybody asked you about Carmen? Were you anywhere near the righteous invasion of truth?
He hasn't heard any of our conversations so far.
We have not asked about Carmen, so we're glad you're on the spot and ready for it.
I'm gonna need my world blown by whatever this is.
Hey,
so
Carmen.
Hey, like just leave that as is. You probably don't need your world rocked like this will rock your world.
No, Rocky, you don't.
Okay, I'll just yes and that one.
That's a good move.
Let him go by. He's gone already. Just sorry guys. Did I tell you
what?
Carmen's dead? No.
Oh shit.
Well, hey, I got kids to shepherd into a vehicle at some point soon. Rocky, just want to say thank you. Really appreciate that. Fine, God, that's what.
Thank you, Brock. I'm glad I caught you. Yeah, I was sad that you weren't here, and then you showed up, and it was wonderful.
Oh well, this is a blessing for all of us. I'm going to let Kevin continue his send up in my absence, so it can be as good as it can possibly be.
Yeah, incredible.
Perfect.
All right, boys. Cheers.
All right,
good night, Brock.
Bye. What a nice surprise.
Oh my goodness.
Right? That just popped. You started being Brock and then it popped up.
Oh, we knew.
I'm not going to tell
him.
I'm just going to let him in.
That was happening.
Yeah, that was very well timed.
Yeah, it was.
We couldn't have asked for a better timing. I mean,
No.
legit.
Y'all are
time
meant
in
to
or
be
time
doing
out.
this.
Yeah.
Y'all are
Right.
meant to be doing this together.
So my next Brock question is, so what is your dream role in a serious musical that you would 100% ruin by trying to make it funny?
Oh, that's a good question.
There's so many parts of this question. In a serious musical that I would ruin by trying to make it funny. The first thing that popped in my head, which is one of my favorite movies, is It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay.
I think if I was cast as George Bailey in It's a Wonderful Life, he's on the bridge, he's ready, and I just feel like I would take that moment and other moments like it, like moments on the brink of financial ruin and life falling apart, and would just probably add in a very cheesy musical theater song that it would just be totally uncalled for. But that's the first thing. I love that movie. I watch it every Christmas.
Hi, Bedford Falls.
Yeah, I mean, it is kind of funny inherently with Jimmy Stewart and that voice he's got. But
oh, I grew up on Jimmy.
The subject matter, not so much.
Yeah.
Right. Oh.
And my final Brock question is, so what is your go-to karaoke song when you want to not only impress people, but confuse people?
These are very Brock questions.
These are.
We will definitely have you back so you can truly experience Brock, but I feel like that was a very good nugget of what Brock Dittus really is.
You did a good Brock.
Okay, well, as a person who just was at a karaoke party a week ago,
Mm.
let me pull my answer out. I sang Hit Me Baby One More Time
Come on.
Okay.
Okay.
and I think that, can really get the party going.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think
sure.
something that you said, surprise or confuse?
Impress
Confuse.
and also confuse.
Impress and also confuse. Okay. My answer to that is going to be Vienna by Billy Joel, because it is
Oh.
like it is a serious song.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I think it is a fit for my voice.
Mhm.
So I don't want to, I'm not the person who can make the call of whether that's impressing someone or not. That's for other people to decide. But
Right,
I
right.
feel nice when I'm singing it. And then I
Yep.
also think that it might confuse, because it's like, oh, he's a silly guy. Why is he singing
This
this
serious song.
serious
Yeah.
song
Right.
about, dreams and stuff? So maybe that one. But really, at the end of the day, for karaoke, it's like you just got to find those songs that fit your voice
Right.
and just roll with them. And
Right.
it's hard because typically I prefer singing songs in more of the female
Hmm.
range, and
Sure.
it's hard to find karaoke tracks that are in a male key.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep.
so my
Yeah.
ideal scenario is a karaoke place where you can adjust any song to the key of
Mm.
your choosing.
Right.
Mm.
I don't know
Nice.
if y'all can relate to that.
No, yeah, well, the restaurant I work at, we have karaoke Fridays so then they all adjust it in all the different ranges as well. So, but I mean,
They're
I'm
out
thinking
there.
you would do a killer version of the Darkness, I believe in the thing called Love, I feel like. But that's
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. It's like we have one guy that's a regular who can hit that, and it's just mind blowing. Yeah.
yeah. I
That's
really
impressive.
love the karaoke regulars they walk in and
Hmm.
okay, this is their song. This is
Uh-huh.
when they're gonna sing it.
Yep.
This is how they're gonna sing it, and
Hmm.
everyone's gonna love it. So I
Yep.
love that you have that.
That's cool. Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of fun.
I used to
I'll
live
work on
in
it.
Johnson City, Tennessee, which is the northeast, like part of the state. And there was like a sports bar in the DoubleTree Hotel that had karaoke on Friday nights. There's not a lot going on in Johnson City,
Mm.
right? So that was a frequent Friday night thing in like athletic department. I work in college athletics. So a bunch of athletic department employees would often show up Friday nights. And there was we had our head athletic trainer, was just this real quiet, reserved guy that didn't speak up much, real unassuming in the background. But on Friday nights for karaoke in the DoubleTree, this guy would
Mhm.
pull out a Dixieland Delight performance where he would work the whole room. Like he wasn't just like up there, he was like walking in the crowd. He's like spinning girls around. He's like a performance, and then he'd just like disappear back into like his normal self. The other
Wow.
every time, except
Wow.
for that was like 3.5 minutes on Friday nights, he was like this real big performer. Is the funniest thing to me. Of like he would just like come alive for one song, and it was the same song every like
Yeah.
he had one song, but it was one of those. The first time I was like, huh. And then after that, I was like, "Oh, this dude kills it! Like this is really good every week."
It's so
So
much
then you were
fun.
looking forward to. It was fun, yeah.
These are those are the superheroes I care about.
Right?
I could I'm so sorry to any Marvel fans. I'm not into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but these are the heroes
Yes.
That's
that are
right.
for me.
Oh, so
The
fun.
karaoke heroes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The jukebox hero, right?
But
Right. But karaoke, I guess we'll make it the karaoke version. Yeah.
also in
Hmm.
in New York, you do get a lot of uh like musical theater people who will come to
Sure.
karaoke, and they are purely looking to impress.
Hmm.
Right.
And I gotta say, sometimes it can kill the vibe,
Yeah.
because it's like, this isn't your solo show. This isn't your cabaret show.
Mm.
Book a space for that.
Hmm.
Right.
We're here to have fun. Even though I will say that at this karaoke party last week, I did sing a duet from Wicked, and I was
Come on.
trying to sound good on it. So I'm a hypocrite as
There's
well.
nothing wrong with
There's nothing
sounding
wrong.
good.
Wrong with
Yeah.
sounding good. Yeah.
It's when it veers into serious about it, where it's like, this is important. Like
Yeah,
karaoke's
like
not supposed
telling
to be
everyone to be
important.
quiet and listen. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Like
be
I
doing
think it's bad when they go up and they like take a deep breath and close their eyes to like get set. And you're like, oh no,
And then
because
we'll
they
please everyone pay attention, right?
because it's always great if you're good. Like if you can hit a note is better than off key, right? Like even if you're funny.
Of
I
So
don't know. At
course.
karaoke, it's a good time when you're off key too. But
it
yeah.
is, but it can be impressive when someone can actually
Oh,
sing, but
sure,
is
sure, sure,
also
sure.
in the spirit of having fun primarily.
Right,
Like
right,
everyone gets the whole point is to have a good time, to
right.
make people laugh, not to like perform. It's that's not the place you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So I get what you're
baseline
saying.
is like this is fun,
Right.
not
Yes.
this is high stakes.
Yeah.
It's
It
very
is not
important to
serious.
respect the
Right.
balance.
Hmm.
That's so good.
I should try and find it. There was video of Conrad that used to play in the band Goaty Hook doing karaoke of "Come Sail Away" and just
Yeah.
Oh,
owning the room. And like he's doing like like air guitar, like, and he's like in the
Right.
crowd, oh, like, going nuts. It was awesome. I'll have to see if I can find that video.
oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, I love a karaoke event.
Hmm.
That was a great final question. Yeah, because I was just coming off of a friend's birthday party, and she has karaoke at her a machine at her apartment, so everyone comes over
Oh,
and we
Oh,
just
nice.
How many songs? What's your set list then? How many songs did you do? Now we need to know all of them.
I didn't have a set list planned, but everyone put their requests. We wrote them all on a paper plate
Uh-huh.
because
right.
we didn't have
Hmm.
a notepad, and it
As you
was
do.
once the
Sure.
plate ran out was when was when the event stopped. So I
Sure.
sang, yeah, I sang "Baby One More Time." I
Hmm.
sang that a song from Wicked, and then I just sat back and listened to everyone
Oh,
else.
There you go.
oh,
There you go.
oh, I definitely have a karaoke list of songs I pull from. So I respect that.
Do
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
sing every Friday when you're at work? Like, do you join in every week?
Oh, it's highly encouraged, of course. So
So what do
yeah.
you sing? We've never talked about this. What do you
Yeah, we
sing?
haven't. This is a
Yeah.
Pickle Home
Like,
Companion exclusive. All right,
This
there you
is
go.
a first, yeah.
We're aware that you do it, but we've never asked what you sing.
I throw in a little Hootie and the Blowfish because I got that only
Oh,
want to be with you, you
yeah,
know.
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, because that's of my era. I throw
Sure.
in a little Ram Jam, oh Black Betty, Ram Lam, oh,
Mm,
gotta
it's
throw
good.
in
Yep.
that a little bit, and that's very fun to sing because it's so fast. And like
Mm.
I throw in the halfway through you stretch out because it's so fast. You're like, all right, and then the stretch and it gets the people laughing. Um, and then I also have been known to throw in a little Man or Muppet from the Muppet movie. I mean,
You
I
sing it
mean,
with someone?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we have a guy
Okay.
that does the bass, like the man version. I know you wouldn't think I'm the Muppet version, but I'm
I was
like,
gonna say you're the Muppet.
we throw out
Yeah.
the I look into these eyes and I don't recognize, like it's well, the audience, so yeah, it's hard for me to decide, it's Italian, but
That's
the
so
best part
good.
is
You do that like you've done it more than once,
yeah,
Pete. Good job. That's good.
maybe,
I like it.
but the very first time I ever did it, people are thinking I'm going to do the bass version and the man, the man version,
Right.
and because from my looks are deceiving, obviously, so they look at me and they're like, oh yeah, he's going to do that part, and then I pull out that voice and they went, and then just it's them to watch reaction. So yeah,
Ah,
yeah, it's cool.
that's a
Nice.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that song. That's a
Oh,
great karaoke song too. It's got a key
such a fun
change in
one.
there and
Yep.
everything. Yeah.
Yep. Am I a Muppet? Yeah,
Muppet.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Muppet.
I bet you land it every time, that high
Oh,
note.
Mm.
I have a good time. I have a good time. I grew up in a household where my dad loved falsetto, so he would do the harmonies, but he would do falsetto harmonies. So I grew up doing that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
so you gotta do the whole thing. I mean, I was a
Yeah.
bass
It's like
in
second
choir,
nature.
but we'd throw in something and it'd be fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
And I
I
was a
can't.
tenor in choir, and
yeah,
now I'm more kind of in the baritone world.
perfect.
'Cause
Oh,
people change.
People change. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. I used to be much deeper of a voice, but now here we are.
I can't sing at all, but as far as singers go, my wife knows
Perfect
this
for
about me.
karaoke. Yeah.
Oh, so I don't really do that because I'm really bad. But my wife knows that I'm a sucker for male singers that sing in falsetto. Like I love it
Sure.
so much. Like
Mhm.
Maxwell, This Woman's Work. I love that song all because it's just like that high falsetto. What's what Five Iron Frenzy? Yes, yes. That's what I love about Reese Roper, like too, because he can go up there in our favorite
Oh, yeah.
band. Like guy who sings in falsetto. I'm a sucker for it every time.
And the other lead singer, he sings like this, like way down. So it's just a really funny combination. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a sucker for a high male voice as well. I wish I
Oh,
had
yeah.
one, but I
Mhm.
used to, and then puberty. My sister and I used to
It
sing in the
happens.
same. We had like the same vocal
Right.
register, and we like grew up singing together. We would be like the singing kids about town, and
Sure.
Yeah.
then it all changed when puberty happened. So
Yep.
It happens.
Ain't that the truth?
ain't that the truth? I miss it. I miss being able to go up there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Robert also misses it because he was the Christmas shoes kid, and now he's
That's true. You
But
probably can't
yeah,
hit those
it's
notes
all
anymore.
Yep. Couldn't replicate it. You wouldn't know.
Yeah, what if that's embarrassing? If you're like, do it, do the thing, and then he can't.
I'm
That'd be
gonna
tough.
buy these, you know.
It doesn't hit the same
it's
deep
like,
down.
oh,
No one's moms
Not
are
the
crying
same.
over that. Yeah,
Right.
that's not gonna work.
Oh, but good karaoke song. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
I love that.
Do we want to play a
Sweet.
game real fast?
Oh yeah, let's play a game.
I can hang for a bit longer.
Okay, cool.
We like to play a game every episode. Rocky, do you like to play games?
I sure do.
Sweet.
So we try to tie it with our guest and something connecting there, and then we like to tie it to ourselves because we like to have people talk about us, I think. But so what we thought we'd do is based on what you know about us now with this however many minutes we're in, that you pick a VeggieTales character for each one of us. So match us to a VeggieTales character.
I should not have talked about
Okay.
Dr. Archibald. All right.
But because you don't know much about us besides this interaction, we always go with you can ask one clarifying question, whatever it matters to you that you think will help you further discern the right answer and the sorting hat to correctly choose. You can ask each one of us anything you want to get to your final decision on who is the right VeggieTales character for each one of us.
That is a fantastic game, and I'm pulling up a list of VeggieTales characters
There's no shame in
Yeah,
that game.
nothing wrong
Go
with
ahead.
that.
I would do the
just
same
so
because
that
I
I
don't know
can be
names.
fully researched here.
Oh,
Because you've got Larry and
Um,
Bob, and then you need a third one. That's the problem.
yep, that's right.
Right.
All right, who's Larry?
Yeah.
Who's Bob? Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Then
here's-
superhero Larry.
here's my question. Have you all picked a character for yourselves that you identify with? And am I being like, is it a test or is it?
No.
Oh no.
We have
Okay.
not, but that's
Okay,
a good
gotcha.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea
Okay.
too. Half the time, somebody comes up with the game, and we're all surprised as well. So it's yeah. So it's really okay. I mean, there is no ulterior motive. It's all just for the fun. Yeah.
Okay, incredible. I feel like I'm just gonna go off of vibes here.
Sweet.
All right.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So Pete,
Yes.
for you, I'm gonna go with Larry Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
My reason for that is your karaoke stories.
Okay.
And how you can whip out the high register. You're just like you'll show up weekly and just kind of be a superhero in your own right in that way, and it's surprising to people, and maybe that's a little bit of a stretch, but listen, that's what I'm going with.
And
Okay.
he often has plungers
no.
attached
That-
to the sides of his head.
Yeah.
That's spot
Yeah.
on. I appreciate that. I will gladly.
That's
I
a
mean,
good one.
I also
That
do
is a
have
good one,
plungers.
yeah.
I mean, thank you, Jared, for peering into my daily life. I do have plungers often, but no, that's I accept that, and I'm honored. I will be Larry Boy for sure.
Yeah, okay, love that. So that's 1 out of 3. I'm
I'm really excited about that, by the way. Okay.
And now for you, Kevin, I'm struck by the green, and it's making me think of one of the asparagus characters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I was trying to think of his name, and I think for you, I'm going to go with Archibald Asparagus.
Archibald, yep.
This
Okay.
is okay. You were prepared for that.
Yep.
Have you gotten it before?
No, I have not.
Often
Yeah, and there's something scholarly about you as well. Maybe it was, the questions segment, real like journalistic, and Archibald's got that monocle. So that's the comparison I'm making there.
Awesome.
That's good.
And
that is a good one.
Next week, wear a monocle, Kevin.
All right. Please do.
Yeah, please.
Just get the one out of your drawer. Yeah, and put that on.
That's your new persona. I love it.
Hey, Google, order me a monocle.
And Jared, for you, I'm going to go with the singer of the cheeseburger song.
Yes.
Oh.
And that's just vibes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
like it.
Is that Senior Lunt?
Senior, that's his name? Okay, Senior
think so.
Lunt. I think you're right. I'm looking this up. Yeah, Mr. Lunt.
Nice.
Yeah. And should I do one for Brock too?
I was going to say,
sure.
let's ask
You met
that.
him.
Yeah.
You had
if
a
you want
very
to give it a
short-
stab.
I think you're spot on so far, and you can't go wrong now.
Yeah.
Mr. Lunt is perfect for you, Jared.
I like
That's
it.
awesome.
It really is. Like I can't explain it, but I think it's perfect. And Brock, it's a little harder because we only had him here for such a short time.
Yep. We'll have you back. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But maybe I'm trying to think of the facts that I know about him.
You can ask a question too.
Okay.
And we'll try and answer.
We're going to answer for Brock.
That's the fun of it.
We can do that.
Is he someone who is, I guess, of the group, is he like takes the front seat, like leader type?
He could be. Yeah.
Quite often. Yeah.
He often does. Yeah, he gets things going and has the stuff prepared.
He is our celebrity of the group too. So
yes.
Because he's at least in our community, when we went to Furnace Fest, he was recognized because we told you he holds a vinyl on the internet for every anniversary of whatever vinyl, secular, Christian, whatever, and people recognize him because of his distinctive look with the mustache and everything, and the hair coif. And so at Furnace Fest, people kept coming up to, "Are you Brock Dittus? Are you Brock Dittus?" And so oftentimes
it was insane. Like the entire 3-4 days we were down there, it was just constant.
And we'd be going on to the next. Cool. We'd be going on to the next band. And we're like, "All right, we'll leave you. Catch up with us. You can talk to your adoring fans."
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's just give him Bob then. Let's give him Bob the tomato.
Perfect.
He's Bob, whether he likes it or not.
I think he'd love it. Secretly,
I hope I did okay.
No, that was amazing. That
was
perfect.
Half the fun of our. By the way, we call them Squid Games, TM, because nobody else has come up with that. And
all our idea.
Half the fun is seeing the answers, and that was one of our top games. Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that was great. Perfectly suited.
I mean, it's basically mainly based on the answers. So well done.
Yeah. I only felt a little stressed while playing. So perfect.
Okay.
Job well done.
A little stress.
We just want some pressure, but lots of fun
pressure
is the goal.
Yeah.
Get you ready for all the auditions.
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Not at all, but yes. Very gracious.
Thanks for playing along. We appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. This was so much fun.
Rocky, it's been Absolute pleasure talking to you. You can come back anytime, please.
For sure.
I honestly, next time we'll talk more Amish country. I mean, we'll just, but where can folks find you? Where can folks follow you? I mean, we're going to share a bunch of stuff too, but just to let the listeners
thanks. Yeah, my Instagram is just my name, Rocky Paterra. On TikTok, I'm Rocky's Road. Yeah, those are the two like main social media ones. You can find me in person in New York City or in Pittsburgh this weekend with my niece and nephew.
All right.
Yeah. But as far as where you can find me, I'm just here in New York City, and those are my socials, and I'm around.
So do you pop up? You have anywhere you pop up that you like to, kind of with your comedy that you like to frequent? I mean,
yeah, places like the Pit and Brooklyn Comedy Collective.
Cool.
Done a couple things at UCB in Second City. Hoping to do more there. In the beginning of June, I'll be in Philadelphia for a Philly Sketch Fest as part of a sketch show. So that'll be fun. A couple of days in Philly. But yeah, just bopping around.
Cool.
Perfect. Oh my goodness. Come up to New England. I mean, we'd love to have you up here. Come to the, anything.
Yeah, venues for stand up. You let me know. I'll come up and I'll try some things in a place where I don't know anyone.
That's half the fun. Oh, perfect.
What's the one out by you, Pete? Is Comedy Connection?
Comedy Connection in right outside of Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool. That's a legendary. They have a lot of SNL people. They have a lot of comedians. I mean, it's our legendary venue up in Providence.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
check that out.
It's in like right outside. It's East Providence, but still, they call it Providence.
Love it. That's awesome. Cool.
Do you want me to give a Brock outro? I got a Brock outro. So Brock does our intros and our outros. So we just have
let's hear that Brock outro.
Everyone's impersonating somebody tonight, and that someone is Brock.
That's right. I look into these eyes. Anyway, continue.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'll give it my best, Brock. That's the news from Lake Scabagon, where all the TikToks go viral, all the vegetables can be Jesus, and all the karaoke performances are above average.
Onward, pickle soldiers.
Excellent. Another perfect podcast. We did it.
Beautiful. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Rocky.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Obviously we're out, but this is thank you so much for coming. I mean, unless it's something hilarious, then we'll play it over the music. But absolute pleasure getting to know you, and I appreciate it. I mean, I've kind of gone through, and I'm new to knowing you and through the socials, and I appreciate what you do. So keep it up.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, this was so much fun. It was great getting to know you all as well, and I look forward to continuing to listen to the podcast. Congrats on 50 episodes. That's super exciting. Yeah, and this was great. I really
appreciate it, man. Yeah.
And
one of these days we'll figure out what we're doing.
Well, no, listen, what you did for me, especially with letting me know about the Phil Vischer stuff, like, thank you so much, because I truly wouldn't have known unless I missed someone, commenting, being like, he responded or whatever. It's just, it was so cool of you to show me that. So thank you.
Oh, no problem.
That's fun.
You broke it here. Yeah.
Yes.
Broke the story.
We don't have any sponsors. What do we know? We are tens of listeners, whatever. But the fact
VeggieTales, that's our new sponsor. What are you talking about?
The fact we could do that for you, that makes mine. So thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.